Hi everyone, good morning. First of all, let me thank you all for being here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rizqi Septiani Eka Putri. I'm a career chairman of Pancasila University. The topic of today's presentation is to learn about basic music theory. My topic is very important for you as a career beginner because it will make it easier for you to understand about basic music theory. I've divided my presentation into three main parts. I'll begin by explaining the meaning of musical notation. After that, I will show you examples of musical notation. And finally, I will practice converting block notation to numeric notation. My talk should take about 30 minutes. There will be time for question after my presentation. And don't worry about taking notes because I'll be handing out copies of PowerPoint slides at the end of my talk. Well, that's the background for my presentation today. Let's move on to the next slides, which shows PSUP. Please attention full to PSUP itself. PSUP stands for Paduan Suara Universitas Pancasila, was founded in 1990 to support singing talent or potential member. In this part of my presentation, I would like to talk about the meaning of musical notation, example of different types of musical notation, and how to convert block notation to numeric notation. Okay, the objective of my presentation is to show you about basic music theory of choirs. Many people can sing beautifully, but they are not very good at reading block notation, which is also an important part of singing, right? So, let me give you a brief overview the meaning of musical notation. Musical notation is a system of writing music which is denoted by notation. Musical notation consists of block notation, numeric notation, pictorial notation, and symbolic notation. Let's look at the figures. Here is an examples of block notation. This notation also has beats, such as 4 beats, 2 beats, 1 beats, a half beats, and a quarter beats. Moreover, there are examples of numeric notation, which consists of Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Last but not least is symbolic notation. Symbolic notation uses hand gestures or body movement. Okay, let's now look at the next slides, which shows how converting block notation to numeric notation. The first one is number 1. This is the C note in block notation. Next is the number 2. The number 2 is D note. Number 3 is E note. Number 4 is F note. Number 5 is G note. Number 6 is A note. Number 7 is B note. And number 1 is C note. Well, this brings me to the end of my presentation today. I just like to run through the main points again. First, I talk about the meaning of musical notation and give examples of several types of musical notation. Then, I show you each an examples of musical notation and how to voice those scales. Finally, I talk about the next steps is how converting block notation to numeric notation. The key point is you just have to memorize it. In conclusion, reading block notation is a musical method that can be used in learning music. There are so many benefits that we can get if we can read block notation. One of them is being able to sing various genres of songs. Now, it's your turn. Okay, now you've got a full pictures. Before I stop, let me just say thank you so much for listening, for your attention and your time. And now, I'll be happy to answer any question that you may have.